The Women's Super League season intensifies with what now looks like a three-way tussle at the top, with Layla Ohabi preferred to Kirsten Kasperai at fullback. Esme Morgan is back amongst the system here. We have seen that from them across the season. Evelina Suminen serving her suspension after the... They'll need to be much better though than they were earlier on in the campaign, when Manchester City ran away 3-0 winners. Away we go then, it's Manchester City here against Spurs in the WSL. Spurs have lost their last 7 in the Women's Super League. Individual errors, poor decision-making have both been central to their problems as Lauren Hemp gets an early ball into the area. And Keris Harris, Manchester City's front three in frightening form. Could be a tough afternoon for them as Kelly lifts one into the area. And Corpola just about holds on. And her former team Chelsea. Spurs spending big in January. If you want to keep pace with the rest of those in the league, then you have to evolve, you have to move on. Here is Hasegawa threading one forwards, and now Laura Coombs. Shifted wide. Ohabi gets her chance today, and she's found Hemp, who started the game brilliantly. Trademark run, and across his Spurs' final 10 games of the season. Big responsibility for her. Captain here for this one this afternoon. Here is Hasegawa trying to convince. Back in the England setup after some time away, which she's absolutely delighted with. Has always been the target for Laura Coombs. And at the couple of times those Spurs have tried to get in behind. Chance to drive forward here. Bunny Shaw is found by Greenwood. On goal as well. This time wide of the top finds Ayan. Ayan finds trouble, and Coombs rolls one into midfield. Manchester City not hanging around here. City on the attack again with Hemp. Chips one into the area. Neville is there to clear away. And Harry James didn't get there, and Corpola again. 6 minutes in, still no goals. Drew Spence trying to turn, not given the room to do that. Chloe Kelly is there, happy to go backwards before Manchester City quickly come back forwards. And it's England star Lauren Hemp, seeing plenty of the ball in the early stages, feeding through and looking for... I've seen better performances from Spurs as of late, and in particular in 2 big games against Chelsea and Manchester United in the Women's Super League. Rather a waste in the end from the home team. Pretty successive opportunities this month though to pick up the points. Games against Manchester United and Chelsea to play. Here come Manchester City, going for goal again. Out onto the left-hand side, cutting away here from Ash Neville. And very nearly finding... Drew Spence, former Chelsea midfielder. Finding Ayan, but again Spurs struggling to keep hold of the ball for too long. Hasegawa, lovely touch, rolls away. Fed out here towards Lauren Hemp, who has stayed over on the right-hand side in the Women's Super League for the season. Beth England's back to Ohabi. Alex Greenwood in a more familiar position at centre-back today, having been in midfield. Kelly delivers. up to the edge of the 6-yard box. It goes all the way through the penalty area. Recovered here by Hasegawa. Touching back to Coombs, who's pulled out of the area. Looping delivery is well held. International break with Japan. Played in the game against the United States. A rare Spurs attack as Ash Neville picks the ball up here, lifts in a brilliant pass into the area. Well, there's a big shout for a penalty. This was ever so good from Ashley Neville. Saw the run here of Ayan. Was she clipped by Ohabi? Now Spurs need to get back in shape and quickly. Lauren Hemp in possession. Waiting maybe for support. Maybe she doesn't need it. Away she goes from Bissett. Lifts one into the area. Country at the moment. Similar kind of issue to that France are experiencing, although Spain have seen their problems ongoing for much longer. As we approach the World Cup, a number of big incidents and a number of troubling situations. Risky pass from James, but she has managed to pick out Neville, who has plenty of room to roam. Sent forward towards Ayan, who's pulled into a good position. Nice build-up for Spurs, and the cross comes all the way through. And would you believe it? It's Spurs that leads. It's been all Manchester City. They've had all of the chances, but it's Celine Bissett who arrives to score what could be an incredibly important goal. Just for a second, Manchester City backs off. Ayan's cross comes all the way through. Plays a wing-back today, and who has rarely got forwards, racing to get there beyond the Manchester City defence. Wonderful goal, but it's a big blow to Manchester City's run for the title. Difficult to find a way through, so congested in there. Coombs was trying to turn, but the clearance away. Takes the ball into touch. Drew Spence. Korpela's clearance. Karczewska trying to turn, finding Drew Spence. Those two connecting well. Linking up here with Ash Neville. Drew Spence not so happy. Arsenal and Manchester United. Same old problems, rearing their ugly heads for Manchester City at the back. But what we hear, then they'll look back on that as a key moment in the game, and they'll have Signore Korpela to thank for what was a brilliant stop. Greenwood lifting one through the middle. Harrop is there to make the header. Poor clearance from James. Gives it to Hasegawa. Hasegawa's pass isn't the best either. Celine Bissett was caught out, but Spurs have managed to recover the ball, and off goes Iwabuchi with a clever touch into Karczewska. She's threaded the ball through. Again, a high defensive line here from Manchester City. Lovely ball wide where Kelly is waiting again. Hemp and Kelly have switched wings. Kelly on the charge into the area, will go for goal. This first half to keep Manchester City at bay, and here's another. Prevents Chloe Kelly at her front post. So we are going to have at least 1 minute of additional time at the end of the first half here. At least 1 minute of additional time at the end of the first half here. From grabbing the equalising goal that Manchester City are still pushing for here. Lifted into the area again more work to do for Spurs, and finally Manchester City do find the breakthrough. It's Bunny Shaw with goal number 11 in the WSL for this season to make all too much. A brilliant save only moments ago from Korpela, kept Bunny Shaw out. This time, not stopping this. She was there after Lauren Hemp had the important moment just before half-time for Manchester City. Well, the outlook of the game has completely changed there with the equalising goal. It looked as though Spurs were about to go down the tunnel ahead at half-time. For 30 minutes of the match, Manchester City had dominated, and they could well have been 2 or 3 ahead, but it head through Celine Bisset. Now we're back underway for the second half. The first pretty unpredictable in truth. Don't think there were many that would have expected Spurs to go ahead and to take the game to Manchester City, given their recent form. Today they look to stretch their unbeaten. But Manchester United and Chelsea so prolific. The only thing really that Manchester City want is a win here. Angudal flipping one on. And Ash Neville trying her best to defend. It did look there as though she may. Outside of Ash Neville was fouled. I don't think she can have too many arguments there. She did pull the England winger back. Bunny Shaw for Man City, rolls in with ease. And the home side do lead. It's Manchester City 2, Tottenham 1. Well, it's just the start to the second half that Manchester City would have been craving. And it's just the goal that they need as they look to keep pace with Manchester United. And Dinyare Korpela has had an excellent game. She goes the wrong way this time. Well, the front three for Manchester City have been so relentless, so tenacious over recent weeks. Chloe Kelly on the attack again here. Hasegawa feeding one up towards Bunny Shaw. Now Lauren Hemp back to goal. Gets away from Bisset, the goal scorer for Spurs. Lifts in, Bunny Shaw was the target. And Harry James, difficult month upcoming as well. They play Manchester United. They've got Lyon twice in the Champions League. And sandwiched in between those two Lyon games is the game against Manchester City. So Coombs feeding one round the corner. Bunny Shaw. Lifts one across field, lovely pass. Alessandro Lopez. And as it stands there in a nice position in the league, I always feel like you prefer to be a chaser rather than by Ash Neville. Picked up here though by Bunny Shaw. Hemp trying to break. And the referee with the whistle. Here comes the free kick as they look for goal number 3. Kelly is there. And does well to track her. Doesn't want to concede another penalty. Flashed across the face of goal. Into a central area. Neville comes through the crowd. Ayan trying to poke away. Maybe another chance to deliver in here for City, and it's well. This is where Spurs have had troubles over recent weeks when teams have pressed them aggressively. Pressure from Manchester City not letting up. Ash Neville with a late challenge. Another free kick for Manchester. Not long before it's back in Manchester City possession. Hasegawa wide to Kelly. Angudal made the run, took the defenders away. Hassan took the defenders away. Hasegawa darts one way then the other. Lifts into the area, will drop here to Coombs. Can't feed it through. The Gareth Taylor dominating the ball and searching for more goals. Hasegawa bursting through the crowds. And Harrop's challenge on Angudal was a fair one, apparently. Summer, key players leaving like Georgia Stanway. And plenty of new ones coming in, the likes of Leia Alexandri Lopez and Leila Ohabi, who's come in. Now they've settled. Manchester City look a real force. Bunny Shaw leading the line. Guiding the ball wide here to Chloe Kelly. Lifts one to... Just 3 points above Leicester. Hasegawa drifting infield, finding Chloe Kelly. Hasegawa's continued her run. She gets the cross into the area. Very nearly dropped for a chance. Spurs, though, still struggle to get the ball out of their own half. A rare break forward here. I am with some speed, has managed to get in behind though and beyond Greenwood. I am for Spurs with a great chance. Karczewska on the follow-up. Karczewska racing into the area after a brilliant break by Ayan, but she couldn't take advantage. Lovely move by Spurs. Right in the cup game against Everton. Brilliant work through midfield by Spurs. Well won by Amy Turner. Spurs trying to chip it through and looking for the run of Karczewska. Bonnie Shaw can't turn away from Bartrip. Nice turn from Hasegawa. Nice turn from Hasegawa. Bunny Shaw. Oh, that's a lovely touch. Through the legs of Bartrip, who needed the helping hand from Paris Harrop. Now here is Drew Spence. Again, the referee did try and... Kelly into Angledal. Wanted the ball back inside the area, but Hasegawa unable to find her. Spurs sending away. And it's another spell where they are having to sit back behind the ball and defend. Dive in. Bartrip makes the header. Harrop then thumps it on its way. At times it has been a real exercise in good defence here for Spurs here this afternoon as Spence makes her way through the middle. It could be another chance here for Spurs. It's Kit Graham in a good position here. Here is Hasegawa. Away by Neville. Foul on Karczewska, but the referee happy for Graham to continue her run. And Harry James wins it back. Chelsea will of course have 2 games in hand. Good afternoon's work so far. Kelly in a good position. Inches away from connecting with Bunny Shaw. Here is Hemp now. Hemp spins, looks for an option, and can't quite find one. Bunny Shaw with a chance to run. Bartrip keeping her company. Allows her to turn though. Bunny Shaw is on her way, and it's a good recovery. Goodell trying to keep things alive here. Away by Ash Neville. Set all on their own up there. Makes it too easy for Hasegawa. Set all on their own up there. Makes it too easy for Hasegawa. Hasegawa into Hemp. We'll get another go here, Lauren Hemp, and now Bunny Shaw arriving. And there's the hat-trick. Manchester City showing that they mean business in the... and make things a lot more comfortable. Manchester... Well, it was relentless pressure from Manchester City. Lauren Hemp not giving up. Sending the ball in. And at the second time of asking, Bunny Shaw there. Ash Neville doing her best on the goal. Back underway then. Ashley Neville winning the ball. Rolling into midfield. Confirmation of the Spurs change for you there that happened straight after the goal. Cho So-young back for has been such an impressive campaign. Hold on at the top. Bunny Shaw, who scored 4 against Bristol City in the Cup last time out, looking for a 4th here. She's managed to find Chloe Kelly, who brings out the best from Tinyon right out of the top draw. Of the second half here. City on the break, Castellanos finds Kelly. Again tries an effort. Sagawa is programmed in there to win the ball. Despite the result, she still hustles around, still trying to make things as awkward as possible. And it's going to be a yellow for Alex Greenwood this time. Tried to win it back, but it's still Manchester City now with Chloe Kelly coming forward, searching for another. Castellanos plays the ball on, it won't drop for Fowler. Castellanos! Covered. Next weekend. Here's Bissett looking for another and skimming the outside. Well, in the end, the scoreline looks comfortable for Manchester City. It wasn't always that way. For a while, Spurs were ahead, but the outlook of the game was changed before half-time by Bunny Shaw, and the penalty at the start control. It's another win. They're unbeaten in 12 in the Super League. The title race is on. It's all looking... Well, Bunny Shaw was certainly the hero, and we can watch her